Howdy folks, what better things to do on a snowy day than brew beer? We've already got started on a couple things. We got our grains steeping at about 150 degrees. What we're doing today is a Brewer's Best Hop Nog. It's an American IPA. This would be a good one to bottle. We've got our hops. There'll be a Brewers Gold bittering hops, Palisade for the flavoring, and Palisade again for the aroma. It's a hop bag for that. I'm going to use these old grain bags for the other ones. It makes it a little bit easier to clean up. The malt today that we're using is an organic light dried malt, 2 pounds, with 1 pound of corn sugar. The liquid malt I already have in the pot over here. It's a Golden Light. What this is, it's sitting in a warm pot of water, and that kind of loosens everything up, makes it easy to pour in. And the grains that we're using today are a crystal and crust dextrine. That's what's in here. So the next step is what we do. This has been in here for about 20 minutes. I'll do this one here first. Steeping. Let that drain out. And we will sparge it. This is clean water. A little bit. That way we don't get the tannins in. We don't want to squeeze it. You just want it to drain. Pull that up and set it right there. And the other hop, or the other grain, same deal. We'll use a little bit of this clean water. Now, our wort is actually about a 2.5 gallon wort, is the boil. And we'll do the same thing there. Now, this is the first time I'm actually doing it on the kitchen stove. Most of the time I do this out in the breezeway with a gas burner. But since we have almost a foot of snow out there today, I figured what the heck, we'll do it inside. Okay, we've got it back to a boil now, so we'll want to start off by adding in some of the dry malt. This is always kind of tricky. Stir this in, get mixed up, and it's an electric stove, so it's going to be kind of tricky to control the boil so that it doesn't boil over. Sorry. Try it back down just a little bit. It seems to be going pretty good. Okay, we want to add corn sugar. Pretty sure. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Keep stirring if you don't mind. Whoop. liquid malt. All that wonderful goodness. Now, once we have all this in, we'll need to bring it back to a boil again before we add in our first addition of hops. Got it. Thank you. Okay, we'll check back then. One valuable piece of information when it comes to trying to do this on an electric stove: once it starts to boil, lift the pot off of the stove because it will boil over. Turn your burner off and slowly put it back down again so that you can try and control the boil but keep the boil. Once you've actually got the foam to where it drops back down into the wort, then go ahead and turn your stove back to about medium. Our stove looks like 5-6 is being able to maintain a boil. It doesn't have to be a rapid boil as long as it's a boil. This is good enough. Some people like it more than that, but it's boiling, and that's the important part. Alright, one of the nice things about these Brewers Best kits is they give you a schedule. The schedule works out. You can actually write down your times so that you know exactly what time to put everything in as far as your hops go. How long, when to shut it off, the whole 9 yards. These are very good. We've got the last hop addition going in. So now that's in. We will reset our timer for 10 minutes. Timer's reset for 10 minutes. Once the timer goes off, then we want to rapidly cool our wort down.